Okay, so last week I did say that I was going to post two Instaglaive builds that featured Tool Specialist and Foray. And yeah, let's not waste any time. I'm going to show you the Tool Specialist build and then I will tell you why I think Foray is the worst offensive skill in the game. So the armor pieces we have for the Tool Specialist build is we're using the Lagiacrus Helm Beta and two pieces from Arch-Tempered Redao, the chest piece and the gloves, and the remaining two pieces are from Arch-Tempered Duna. We still managed to keep maximum might and also latent power to get 80% affinity. And we also managed to keep the set bonus, Lord Soul, and then also we managed to keep the two set bonuses from both Arch-Tempered armor sets. Protective Veil 1 and Thunderous Roar 1. Protective Veil gives us more defense when we have the mantle on, and also Radao's Voltage or Thunderous Roar 1 gives us longer duration for latent power. So with this build we have about 80% affinity, and when everything is active obviously, and then also we have 5 level 3 decoration slots where we can just customize however we want. We will use 2 of them to maximize latent power, but then we will have the other 4. Did I say 5? Yeah, 6, not 5. So 6 level 3 decoration slots. We will take 2 of them for latent power, and also we have the other 4 to either choose in burst or challenger jewels, whatever you feel like fits your weapon most. And then the level 1 decorations, I normally take Divine Blessing. So I did try to create this build without relying on the RNG for the talisman. Then I used the Tool Specialist talisman. You don't have to level it to level 4, but I did. Really what you need is level 3 because you get 2 levels of Tool Specialist on the waist. So yeah, this is the first version. I did get lucky with the talisman, and I will show you now. It's literally the same build, but it has one more level of attack boost. So in this build that I have with the talisman I got has 2 levels of Tool Specialist with 1 level of peak performance and 1 level of attack boost, and 2 decoration slots, 1 level 2 and 1 level 1. So we will use the level 2 here to get 1 more level of Tool Specialist to maximize the skill and also get 1 level of attack boost. So in this build the only difference is having peak performance and also attack boost. So not much in difference in terms of both builds. So I just wanted to give you the previous build if in case you don't have something like this. So yeah, this is the Tool Specialist build, and now I would like to go into the skill Foray, because I did say that I was going to make a build for it, like a build like I did for Flare, like I did for Tool Specialist, and also the Flare and Pathbreaker build. I like creating sets that do not fall in the meta, although if you look at this armor set, it's definitely in the meta. So yeah, so in this build, if I wanted to add Foray to this build, which I spent days trying to find combinations or trying to justify that Foray was worth it, and this skill just misunderstood like Flare. But in all honesty, I can't just sit here and lie to you. It's disgusting. It's terrible. This skill needs so much love. Even a mother can provide at this point. The amount of damage that you have to give up to fit Foray into the build, it's just huge. And also trying, like, there are, if I have to sum up the problem with this skill, I will say 3 problems or 3 things. Number 1 is the skill opportunity cost, or like what you give up to get from Foray is not worth it. So let's say, for example, this build, right? Let's say the same build that has a Tool Specialist, and let's say we don't need Tool Specialist to be at level 5. And let's say we just added, I don't know, maybe Agitator or Weakness Exploit. So let's say we get Agitator to level 3. And now we have maximum might, latent power, and Agitator. So we're not sacrificing affinity here. We're not sacrificing too much damage to fit this skill in, and still it feels like a waste of space, honestly. The problem with this is that you have other skills that has less requirement to activate, or easier requirement to activate, and they give you far more. So foray at level 5, say we maximize foray here. So at level 5 we get 20% affinity and 15 attack. And it's all you have to do, when you read this, you say, oh, okay, all I have to do is just proc paralysis or poison as much as I can. And that's the neat part, is that you don't. If you're lucky, you will proc paralysis twice per hunt. So I did try, and I did test this against the normal monsters. They either die too fast before you even proc the second paralysis. And when you go to the 9-star quest, the 8-star quest, you're lucky if you proc it once, and then maybe on the off chance you'll proc it twice. So even though you can take two different weapons, one that has poison, one that has paralysis, and then you can rotate, but still, like, you're not getting much from foray. For me, my opinion, foray feels like a debuff than a buff, because it will only activate for the moment that the monsters are either poisoned or paralyzed, and that's not long. So for a hunt that's like 15 minutes, for example, you will have foray active for about 2 minutes, and that's not really something that you can sacrifice all the other skills for. Like, when I was making the Flayer build, I had the same dilemma, but the Flayer build, at least I was sacrificing some damage for wound creation, and also getting more damage when I break the wounds with Pathbreaker. So I had to give up something to get something in return. Meanwhile, foray, you give up a lot and you get basically nothing, or you get less than you gave up. So I wouldn't give you this build and say this build works in the 8-star quests. I would really say, do not use foray until they either rework it or they will buff it. If it was up to me, I would give foray. If I want to keep the same activation clause, which is you have to paralyze the monsters or poison them, the least they can do is either you make it behave like latent power, where you proc it and then you have like a set duration for it, like 2 minutes, for example. Then maybe foray will be somewhat good to use. So yeah, I wanted to give you the foray build, but honestly, it's not really worth it, and it's not really good to use in the 9-star quests, where you have to have as much damage as possible. Otherwise, the hunt will take ages, especially if you have two monsters in the hunt. So yeah, this was the tool specialist and the foray rant, I guess. If you have any other questions, if you have build requests, let me know. I'm thinking of starting a series where I create a build for every monster that I fight, the 9-star monsters. So if you would be interested in watching that, let me know. And yeah, I hope you have a blessed hunt for your talismans. I hope you get lucky. So far I've only had 1 or 2 good talismans. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace.